Hi, everybody. It's Jim Ostrowski taking my morning walk. Just going to give you a quick update on it's D Day plus one. So, book bomb weekend. Now it's a weekend. It was just a day. Book bomb weekend starts at 12:01 Saturday with a live stream at School 67 South Buffalo. Feel free to join me. Uh, we'll grab a drink across the street at the Brick Oven. It's my old neighborhood. I thought it'd be cool to start the book bomb for Free the Children at the creepy government school that I grew up walking by and wondering what the hell is going on in there. And those poor kids, holy shit. I'm telling you, I mean, I'm 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. If I'm lying, I'm dying. That's what I thought. I mean, I wasn't a libertarian at the time. I hadn't studied the history of this evil institution, the government school, which is so alien to American principles. It's amazing how it even got started. It's a long, sad story. I mean, it's just special interest groups and, hidden agendas and bizarre ideologies, religious rivalries. It's funny because as I talk about in government schools, a lot of the impetus for the government schools was the Catholics were so successful with their parochial schools that the Protestants, thought, well, let's start these government schools and help put the Catholics out of business. What it did is it put the Protestants out of business because the schools got taken over by militant atheists, and a lot of the Protestant kids come out and they have no interest at all in any form of Christianity. They become good little statists. That was the whole concept. Robert Owen, the early socialist, militant atheist, that was his concept. So they kind of got hoisted on their own petard. The Catholics hung in there for a while, but then the Catholic schools, with the decline of religious orders, they couldn't keep up the economics. They had to hire lay teachers and pay them, market salaries and so on. But they're still barely hanging by a thread. So so at midnight, we're going to do that little live stream, and we're going to have a bunch of live streams throughout the day, culminating in the brick and mortar book party at 8 o'clock, 8 to 10, free, open to the public, except for Antifa, uh, at Wanaka Grill, Hamburg, New York. It's off of Route 5. It's easy to find. Have some light refreshments and beverages, and give you an update on the book. You'll be able to buy any of four of my books. I only have four in stock. I have 11 books currently, books or monographs on Amazon. Uh, Encouraging people to come to the party and either buy the book online or we'll honor system, whatever. We'll give you a free copy of Progressivism. Uh, buy as many as you want. We'll give you a free one up to a limit of 50. I only have 50 in stock for that purpose. So basic concept of the book is that we're sort of calling the GOP's bluff. The GOP claims the GOP's been a massive failure in terms of being an opposition party to progressivism since 1913. That's documented in Progressivism, a primer, 11,000 copies sold. The reason I say that is because, well, it just a lot of people like wonder, well, who is this guy? Is this lawyer from Buffalo? Writing books and so on. Well, yeah, I sold 11,000 copies of a book without even trying. So, and that's all word of mouth. That's all people buying the book and saying, this is a good book, and other people buying the book. The reviews on Amazon are all good. Pretty much all my book reviews are good. There's a couple fake ones from lefties. So, concept of the book is in 23 red states. The Republicans like to use the Democrats as an excuse for why they have failed to do anything since 1913 to roll back progressive big government. So in 23 red states, they control everything, and the courts aren't going to stop them either because they control the courts. If you control the political branches, you control the courts, which is why essentially the courts are political. I mean, that's so freaking obvious, and they have to pretend it's not true to to continue the myth that there's a rule of law going. Just like the only people who believe in the rule of law are people who've never been in a courtroom. I wrote a column once called "The Rule of the Lawless," so you can imagine what that's in Political Class Dismissed, my first book, which is an anthology. So that's the basic concept. Like, roll back the government schools sooner rather than later in the 23 states you control. And eventually that will be so successful with educational choice and opportunity, lower taxes, more freedom, that the blue states will kind of be forced to go along because people will flock from the blue to the red states. So we'll explode a lot of the myths of government schools that people believe are true. Like, we needed these things. They work. They work for minorities and the poor. These are all myths. And during the course of the day at various live streams, I'm going to be doing a live stream in front of the Erie County Holding Center. I'm going to be doing a live stream in front of the Buffalo Teachers Union in the Upper West Side of Buffalo, the west side of Buffalo, I should say. We're going to be exploding a lot of these myths. So the basic concept of the book party is concentrate a bunch of purchases in one day and allow this libertarian writer to get the attention of Amazon. So Amazon starts marketing the book. When I send out press releases, the media will look at the rank and they'll say, "Hey, this is a real book. It's not just some joker." So that's how this stuff works. It's called marketing. It's called strategy. It's called tactics. And I'm trying to create a movement here. And here's my pitch to people who are skeptical of this idea. What's your idea? Please, please, I beg you. What is your idea? You're going to run school board members? No, you're not. That's been tried for decades. School board elections are rigged for reasons explained in this book and in other books that I've written. And even if you take over the school board, you got the Federal Department of Education, you got the State Department of Education, you got the state universities that churn out left progressive teachers. What are you going to do about that? So, and eventually, after a couple years of trying to reform something, reform doesn't work, by the way. That's chapter 5 in the book. After a couple of years of trying to reform these things, you're gonna experience what Carl Palladino experienced in the Buffalo School Board. Carl thought he could go in there and change things. Well, God bless him, but what did he change? Please tell me. Please tell me. We need to withdraw from these schools in the blue states. We need to do homeschooling, like we're doing in a lot of movements locally. Sorry, excuse me, that I've spoken at. Melissa and Jennifer. Melissa's going to be on a panel discussion of the book tomorrow, by the way, at 4 p.m. Go to meeting. You can find the link at the website. It's going to be an interesting panel discussion. The lady who designed the cover, who's fascinating. The lady is doing the narration, and Dwayne Whitmer, the libertarian bull in the China shop of statism, and my daughter Anna, who studied literature and history at Oxford, are going to be doing the panel discussion. It's going to be really interesting. So, in blue states, just take your kids out. There's no point in reforming. You can't reform these places. And in all honesty, why would you want to? Why are Republicans and conservatives always trying to make progressive big government programs work better? I don't understand that. It's never happened. It's not going to happen. It's not in the nature of things. I'm not going to explain why here. It's explained in the book. Get the book for $12. If you think I'm wrong, buy the book and I'll debate you. Anybody want to debate me on this strategy, the underlying argument that I make? Fine, have at it. I haven't had a good debate with a leftist in like 40 years. I haven't had a good debate with a progressive in like 45 years. These people don't debate. They emote. They don't debate. They emote. So I'm going to leave it short and just remind everybody the book bomb starts tonight. Check out I'll be live streaming on 5 platforms. This is a brand new experiment for me. So I'm going to be on Facebook, my Facebook page, my other Facebook page, libertymovement.org, Twitter, Jim Ostrowski, YouTube, that's Liberty Moving, and LinkedIn. So go to these pages. The quickest, fastest way is to go to Twitter, follow me, and put me on notifications. That way you'll get immediately notified when I go live. You don't have to listen, but at least you'll know that I'm on. If you're not busy, whatever, if you want to listen, you can listen. At least you'll know. So that's basically it. And then the book party, 8 p.m., Wanaka Grill in Hamburg, 8 to 10. Books will be available for purchase. And again, the main question I want to leave with people who, for whatever reason, are not on board, they think you have a better idea. What is your idea? And why do you think your idea is going to work in spite of all of the obstacles that are put in your path by attempting to use the political process, which is rigged? It's rigged in 17 different ways. I know this because I've been doing this for 48 years. Nothing, folks, listen to me. Everything you think you're going to do that's going to work, I've already done. I did it 10 years ago. I did it 20 years ago. I did it when I was 20. When I was 20 years old, I took a good shot at an incumbent assemblyman. And I almost got the guy. I got 46% of the vote against an incumbent assemblyman against the Democratic machine that brought in people from all over the state. And we spent $4,000 in 1978. And I had some advantages. And I knew what I was doing. I was a professional operative when I was 20. When I was 20, I run circles around the best people the Republicans and Democrats have right now. And I'm not bragging. It's a fact that you're not bragging. And we still couldn't get it done. If I couldn't get it done with the advantages that I had, with my father, a brilliant judge who ran for office when I was a kid several times, I picked up the lessons from him. What hope do you think you're going to have? I've tried it all, ladies and gentlemen. I've tried it. That's why I'm adopting these new strategies, because I'm sick of failure. So if you want to win, join forces with me. If you want to keep losing, keep doing what you're doing. I'm sorry, folks. I'm going to get in everybody's face because I'm too old to bullshit anybody. Over and out. Talk to you soon.